Do you get the feeling that the information you're getting about your military pay, pension, and benefits isn't the most up-to-date or useful for your unique situation? Well, if that sounds like you, then stick around and watch this short video where I'm going to talk about the bigger picture stuff that's been happening in the military and benefits space in recent years so that you can know you're making the best decisions around your pay at military retirement and not just your new career. Because the military retirement pay is going to be with you for life. The new career won't. And it's unfortunate that most of the decisions are made on the limited amount of information. How much time in all of your military transition, military retirement process, how many hours are you spending every night? How many PowerPoint briefings have you had to sit through when it's all focused on how do you get the new career, which is important, but also important is how do you maximize your pay and benefits? So stick around, watch this video, and we'll talk about the bigger picture, the 30,000-foot view of the stuff you need to know. Okay, welcome back. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you join the resources portal where you can get everything we talk about in the guide, all these videos, and you can join our weekly live question and answer calls so you can know you're making the right decision on whether or not to keep or opt out of the survivor benefit plan, among answering other pay and benefit related questions that are a little bit less specific to what your post-military career is going to be. So with that said, let's get into it. I made this graphic right before all the lockdowns and stuff began because I could see what was changing. But basically, we've gone through different eras. If you've ever heard of the book called The Fourth Turning by Strauss and Howe, I believe are the authors, I highly recommend you pick it up. It talks about generational theory and that throughout the generations, people operate in different ways. And clearly, we've talked about that in the military perspective in a lot of ways. Even just how we fight our wars different, right? It's very obvious. Same thing happened in the financial markets. Same thing happened in the job markets. Isn't it something like 30% of all career fields these days didn't even exist 10 years ago, right? That's my big question that was confusing me ever since I got out of the military in 2008 and joined the financial services firms. Right when the iPhone was coming out, I didn't understand why is all the financial advice, especially for military, the same as it was in the 80s and 90s. I mean, that's the people I was learning from. That's how they were explaining it to me. And this is how we've always done it. And it just didn't make sense considering how different the times had changed. And then as I was going through my own post-military transition, figuring out what I wanted to do, I realized, well, if getting out of the military was all about a new career, well, then it was about money at the end of the day. And then all the financial guidance that we've gotten during active duty life is all about saving money for something that's called retirement, but it's the wrong retirement. If you're career military, you're saving for a specific retirement when you're in your late 30s, 40s, maybe early 50s, but it's not the retirement. It's not where they told you to save all your money. So what does that cause? It causes a problem. We're missing opportunities unless we prepare for it. And recognizing that more and more often, folks are coming out of the military. Yes, they want to start businesses and nonprofits, maybe, but really what they want to be is independent. They want more autonomy in their lives. They want to improve their work-life balance. And so what I recognized in looking at this space for over a decade, being close to the career military retirees, answering these same questions year after year after year, I finally got frustrated and said, why are they still having the same questions? There's all these military transition programs out there. How is this still the same problem? Well, it's the same problem because they're only focused on one aspect of it, the getting the job thing of it. There's two other major aspects, the VA disability part of it, and how do you get your pay? How does it work? How does the pay work? How does the whole reason I stayed in the military for 20 plus years work? How odd is it that I talk to on a daily basis senior leaders, officers, NCOs, all the way up to E9s, 06, 07s, and more that are just like, I'm just now hearing about this for the first time. Okay, that's not the right answer. And this guide and this portal and these resources are meant to change that and at least make it aware for everybody else. So That's what we're looking to do. We're looking to privatize the solutions, because with privatization, you have more control, you have ownership. And with ownership, you can now be more prepared for opportunities. And the ultimate opportunity is some version of tapping into entrepreneurship. All that means is self-employed. All that means is not working for somebody else. So however you define it, often I think one of the biggest missed opportunities for really the second transition. Most folks transition into their first career field, and then after a few years, they start to get their feet wet a little bit, and they're looking for other opportunities. And that's the opportunity that you might have. If we do this financial thing correctly, then you give yourself another 3 to 5 years of a runway so that when you want to truly go autonomous, whether it's your idea or you see another idea that you want to support in your free time or as you choose to control your time, you've got the financial resources or the overall life situation, that work-life balance situation, so you can feel confident saying, I want to step away from the career path, the corporate ladder, if that's not for me, and either start my own idea, be fully retired early, start my own business, start a consulting, be more independent as a consultant perhaps, or maybe you see another veteran or military spouse entrepreneur that could use your help because your skill set could better fit that role. And you can actually maybe have more of that leadership that we want to do that doesn't quite work in the corporate world. But if the corporate world is for you and you're climbing that corporate ladder very well and you're making extra high income, either way, you're in a different bracket. Whether you're getting multiple sources of income from new careers or multiple sources of income from new business opportunities, with a military pension, with VA disability, and any second income, especially if you're a dual income family, you're now in a completely different situation. And as a high income earner, you honestly are in the 1% of all veteran families out there. You're earning what's considered high income. Maybe you don't consider yourself wealthy yet. Maybe you do, but that's not really the point. The point is you're now in a fixed high income situation. And high income earners don't typically do their financial, or honestly don't have the same ability to do things the way that the beginning savers and investors do. So all the guidance we were getting on active duty, not only was it maybe the wrong generation type of guidance, but it was also meant more for the folks that weren't necessarily going to be in the 1%, or at least aiming for it. It's not like we're trying to say that you're better than everybody else. No, we just did our service, and now we're in this situation where it's like, uh-oh, I'm actually now in a super high tax bracket. I did the right thing. I did what they told me to do. Now what? Oh, by the way, if we're late to the game in looking at insurances and the survivor benefit plan, then we can't solve those problems too. Now we have extra big payments going for those programs when maybe they could have been avoided if they'd been caught a little earlier or just simply had some knowledge around it. So that is what this is all about from a big picture perspective. I hope that gave you some different thoughts and insights and just a different way of kind of looking at, all right, where are we at? Do we want to act like it's all just hunky-dory like it was in the 50s, 60s coming out of World War II? Well, okay, that's not the same situation. The American dream, everybody all of our parents probably took advantage of that. But as we were coming up and getting all excited about the new stuff in the 90s and the early 2000s with the tech bubbles and then the big real estate buildup that happened before the crash in 2008, and then we saw yet another major roller coaster ever since the 2008 crash. Like, how long are we going to keep doing this? And for the things that we have more control over, that are more guaranteed that we get as veterans, and you as military retirees are going to get, that nobody else in America really has access to, well, now's your opportunity to be a better steward and take more control of those resources. So not only can you get the most bang for the buck of what you serve for, but that the taxpayers can know that their money that they're gifting to you isn't being snatched away from you and taken right back up to the government. It does not make any sense. And that's why I say on the first page of the summary, why, this is the main question of this whole thing. My main question in the guide, on the resources, whenever you talk to me, is going to be, I don't understand, and somebody please explain to me, why is the government re-taxing veterans' pay and benefits, which is already taxed, So why is the government retaxing those pay and benefits and then telling the service member it's a benefit? Okay, that's not how benefits work. Benefits are supposed to be benefited to them. It's an option. The benefit in this case is simply that it's available, right? That's the benefit, that you have the availability to use one program. Of course, the other benefits to you as a private individual who is now going to become a citizen, a former active duty uniformed service member. As a citizen, well, the benefit of that is now you have access to the full marketplace. You, of course, had access to the full marketplace before, but again, other priorities in the 20 years of global war on terror and multiple deployments and family life and just all the things. Completely understandable that when you're in the institution, you're in the system, then the way it's presented to you, you can only know what you know. But you found yourself here for a reason, so I look forward to being your guide as we can take you on the journey that you need to go through as quickly as possible to not overwhelm you with information, but to make sure you're feeling confident with this program and everything you need to feel good about your money and your benefits, your family, and making sure that you are set up for success in your life after military retirement. We'll see you in the next video. If you found this video helpful, then make sure you check out our new guide, Navigating Your Military Retirement Pay and Benefits. Visit our website, usvetwealth.com, so you can get access to our free information resource.